Alright, what's up everyone? Thanks for joining me for another video. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and maybe even the alert bell if you're feeling crazy. If you're already subscribed, thanks. You're awesome. So today should be a quick one. I'm just actually going to try to install a fuel level gauge. Bear with me 1 second. It's a odometer gauge. I do have one in the car. It's a digital one. I think I bought it off like Jegs or something. I thought it was going to work because it was supposed to be multi-ohm capability or whatever. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't work. This one is odometer. It is 0 to 90 ohms, which I believe on the 240, I believe the 240 might be like 92 ohms. So this is the closest I could find. When I was looking, this was one of the closest ones I could find. And I'm not even sure if this one's gonna work, but I'm gonna give this one a shot. It's something I've been putting off for a little while. This has been sitting on the shelf for maybe like 3 months at this point. What we gotta do, it looks like I need light, power for this light. Looks like there's a red and a green and a clear. I guess you could change the color of that. Probably just go with the red since I have the AEM gauges. Figure out what goes where for the wiring. Gonna have to read some instructions. Now, one issue that I may run into, one issue that I'm probably going to run into, this is 0 ohms empty, 90 ohms full, and the 240 float might actually be reversed. It might be 90, 92, but empty and 0 full. So if anything, I'm just thinking it'll just read reverse. So a full tank will be empty, and then the more empty it gets, it will be full. If it works in any way, I'll be happy, because right now when I turn my gauge on, it just goes up to 99. It's a digital one, it just says 99, and it never moves from that. So something's better than nothing. All right, let's get in here. It's the fuel gauge now. Don't know if it goes, yeah, it's going up. So that will go up to 90, 99. And it won't move from there. A little post-it, well, it was zoomed in. If you saw the little post-it note, if you saw the little label that I have there, mid-70s was a half a tank, I thought that was the case, but then after the first time I turned the car on, after I installed this gauge, it went up to 99 and never moved. So, gonna be taking this whole little panel off, and then hopefully, rewiring the other one's not gonna be that hard, but hopefully it works. Right now, all I've been doing is basically filling up the car every single time I go out with it. Just so I never run out of gas. Alright, so I got this zoomed in again. So I have the old digital gauge out. Look at this one side by side with the other one. Not that I think it matters too much, but the digital one, I don't remember what company that is, and then that's the new odometer. Back had a bunch of wires. It was like a universal ohms. I think it was like, oh, you could cut this for different ohms and this and that. I'm not too sure if it was even working in the first place, but what I'm gonna do, new one, I put the little red cap on it. This is the green one, I put the red one on, so hopefully it lights up nice and red. Gonna wire this in. The wire that I had going here, I believe is the one from the sender. I can't remember which one it was on the back of the gauge, the gauge cluster, but power, ground, and that wire, and that's it. So I have the power wire for the light. No. I have the power wire for the light and the power wire from the car going together. And the ground, same thing. Sender wire going there. Time to turn it on. Moment of truth. I don't have high hopes for this. I'll be completely honest. Lit up at least. Okay, so yeah. Gonna go with that's not right. Alright, I changed the wire from the where the sender, where I thought the sending wire thing was. I now have it on the white and red wire from the cluster. If I turn it on, directly in front, goes there. And like I was saying earlier, that I think the ohms and stuff on the 240 are reversed. So this gauge is 90 ohms full and 0 ohms empty. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe the 240 is reversed. So it would be 90 ohms empty and 0 ohms full. I did fill up not too long ago, and I didn't go on that long of a drive. So this kind of makes sense, where this would be, if you look at empty as being full, if you like reverse the gauge around, it would kind of be, all right, so I'm gonna leave it like this for a little while. I'm gonna see if this gauge starts working its way over to full. If it starts working its way over to full eventually while I drive around, we know we got it, I guess. Now I just gotta put the car back together. I gotta put the dash in because the wire was back behind the dash, obviously in the worst possible spot. Slide this back in. I tried to bend the top in a little bit more because after I put it in, there was a little gap between the dash and the top of this, so I tried to bend the top a little bit. Don't think I did it too much. I know that corner's bent a little more than the rest, so see how it looks. Gotta remember to plug these guys back in. I'm going with that's okay for now until next time I drive it. There are other ways to check it, like you could actually stick your arm in the tank and lift the float and stuff, but not getting that crazy. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said earlier, what I've been doing is just filling up every time I go out on a little drive, but other than that, living with it. So since this was going to be a lot quicker than I was expecting it to be, I mean, it was going to be quick in the first place. I'm just going to try to align my front end a little bit. It looks absolute trash. If we look at this right here, yeah, obviously horrible. If you see there's a larger gap up there, then their bottom is touching. I don't know if there's much helping that area. I think the previous owner cut the bumper a little bit there in the first place. Under the headlight there's like a dip, but I'm gonna try to do, see there, like there's a big gap there. Not as big this side. Obviously the passenger side is a little bit better than the driver's side, so I'm just gonna try to mess with it a little bit, I guess. I don't know how much better it's gonna get, but from my angle it looks horrible. This main gap right here is no bueno, so hopefully we're back in a second with a aligned front end. Now, I'm no expert at lining up panels, but pretty happy with that. Not too bad. I actually wound up drilling a hole in the bumper over here and then pulling it back to something just to hold it up, so as you see it's not sagging as much anymore. And I put some spacers for the headlight so the headlight would move over. Let me show you this fitment. Ooh. If you look at this fitment now, there was a gigantic gap there before. Now it's pretty good. Other side, basically the same thing. I feel like the headlights are probably supposed to be out a little bit more, but I kind of like it. It looks good. That battery died as I was talking. Like I said, I feel like the headlights are supposed to be separated like outward more, but if you see right now, that body line lines up pretty good. This body line lines up pretty good. Hood is obviously a little off. I think the fender needs to be pushed out a little bit, but I'm not rubbing over there. We don't care. Less of a gap here than there is here. Small things. This whole front end is pretty misaligned in the first place, but this is it's a plus. It looks a lot better than it did. Are we still recording? Yeah. Looks a lot better than it did. We're just gonna leave it like that until my new body kit comes. Let's sit on the floor next to the car. So we're ending it like that. Ending it like that. It is what it is. Looks a little bit better. Actually looks tons better than it used to, in my opinion at least. I just emailed the company again for the body kit to try to get an update. We'll see how that goes. Last time I spoke to them was in June, and they said it was being made, so keep your fingers crossed for me. That's it on this one. Hopefully keep your fingers crossed for the fuel gauge that's working. Maybe if it's working, I could just make a label or something that just says what's what, or turn the gauge upside down. So then it will just work the other way. Who knows? I'll figure something out. Maybe I could rewire the sending unit. I don't know if I could just switch some wires around to make that work. I don't really know how that works. Other than that, we done. Hit that subscribe button. Leave any comments down below if you know anything about setting up a aftermarket fuel gauge on a 240SX. Please let me know if I did it right or wrong. It's probably wrong. If the front end looks better, hit that thumbs up button. If it still looks like shit, hit that thumbs up button anyway. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. We got another mod that goes on the back of the car, so we don't have to see this ugly front end anymore. And I will see you on the next one. Race car things.